I feel like there's some weird elitism around owning physical books. However, physical books and manga are expensive, and you don't have to buy physical books to be a real fan. I've always wanted to own One Piece. Recently, I got some gift cards, so I decided to pick up a few volumes from Amazon. The first two were in great condition, but the third volume was torn at the top. I told myself, at least for now, I don't need to worry about it. I hadn't spent any actual money on the books, however, because of the coupons, and some of the copies won't be mint, so I won't let it bother, but it did. So, also, while this was going on, I wasn't reading any manga, watching anime, or anything like that. I was just singularly focused on what to buy. I was worried about the cost, among other things. Like I said, the price can add up. Now, by themselves, they're not the worst. $10 for a full volume is certainly better than American comic books that can cost like $5 plus for a single issue, but still, $10 is $10. You end up stressed about what to buy, the condition of the books, and of course, again, the inherent cost of the book. I made a mistake that you don't need to. I turned a hobby into a chore and a potential money pit that I can't afford. You know, unless you're in a good place financially and you just really want to collect these books, there really isn't an amazing reason to buy them physically over digital. Sure, I will admit that physical is better. It feels great flipping through the books and seeing the big 2-page spreads. It's awesome. But for me at least, right now, it's just not worth it. If there's a cheaper alternative, and if you're in a similar situation, that's okay. Don't feel pressured to ruin your hobby over some trolls online. That being said, I am not condoning piracy for any reason in any way. If there is something available legally to you, I honestly believe it is your moral imperative to go that route. You do not need to read these. You are not stealing a loaf of bread to feed your family. You're stealing from a group of artists who could very well be in a very similar circumstance to you. Believe me, I've been there, not being able to afford things I would like. I mean, in many ways, I'm still there. Luckily, there are many ways to get books cheap and legally. Look for sales on stores like Amazon, even Walmart, Bookwalker, Barnes & Noble, many ways. Online stores like Comixology have sales all the time. Of course, there are also subscription services. Comixology, again, has Comixology Unlimited. You have Kindle Unlimited as well, comes to mind. But if you mainly read Shonen, the Shonen Jump Plus app has many all-time classics and greats. For only $2 a month, I think. Not an ad, by the way. You can get access to Dragon Ball, One Piece, Naruto, and many more. It's not the entire Shonen Jump catalog, but it's a lot. There's also this thing called Manga Plus, made by Shueisha, the company who owns Shonen Jump, I believe. Manga Plus has a ton of manga legally, for free. Nothing. Zero. Zilch. Nada. The Promised Neverland, Hunter x Hunter, Jujutsu Kaisen, and the ones I mentioned earlier, plus many more in English and Spanish for nothing. Once again, this is not an ad. My points are that you do not need to buy expensive physical manga to prove that you are a real fan, and B, that there are ways to get manga cheaply and even free legally while supporting the artists who create what you love. One last thing I'll talk about. What if there are no ways to get the manga I'm looking for legally and honestly? There are literally 0 ways. And when I think about this, I honestly think my answer is probably going to be the same as it is for video games. If the people who own the rights to something will not give you access to it, if they refuse to let you give them money, then there is only one way to go, and I think you unfortunately know what it is. I despise piracy. I really do. However, I really don't think you are hurting anybody if you literally cannot give them your money. Not because you can't afford it, but because they refuse to make it available to you. If anything, you may even be helping them by spreading the word if it ever does become available. Now, that being said, if it ever does become available legally and you have pirated it, it's probably better for you to buy it. Let me know. What are your thoughts in the comments below? Is it ever okay to pirate? What about physical versus digital? What about subscription? What's your favorite if you do use subscription? Now, also make sure to like and subscribe. I hope everyone has a great day, and I will see you next time.